All right, so imagine this. You wake up, check the news, and the headlines are just screaming about this object.
Right.
Newly discovered, definitely from outside our solar system, hurtling towards us. And, some really big names in science are suggesting, well, it might actually be an alien spacecraft.
Yeah, talk about a wake-up call.
Exactly. So today, we're going to take a deep dive into this. We've got a stack of sources here. The Economic Times, CBS Boston, The Mirror, all sort of grappling with this new interstellar visitor.
And our mission really is to try and unpack these, well, frankly, fascinating and maybe a bit alarming claims.
Alarming is one word for it.
Definitely. These claims are coming from a prominent Harvard astrophysicist and his team. So we want to separate, the solid facts about this object from the more extraordinary interpretations.
Okay.
We need to explore what makes it so unusual and why these scientists are saying, look, we have to put all possibilities on the table.
Okay, right. Let's unpack this then. The object itself, it's called 3I. Yeah.
That's the official designation, yes.
Yeah.
3I.
Spotted what? Just this July 1st by the ATLAS telescope down in Chile.
Correct. And the really striking thing is how fast the confirmation came.
Oh, really?
Yeah, within a single day, astronomers were confirming its interstellar origin. So no doubt about it, it's from way out there beyond our solar system.
Wow. Okay. And initially, what did they think it was?
Well, the first observations pointed towards it being a comet, a very large one, mind you.
How large?
Estimates put it around 15 miles in diameter. To give you a sense of scale, that's bigger than Manhattan.
Bigger than Manhattan.
Yeah.
Okay. That's substantial and fast.
Oh, incredibly fast. It's racing towards the sun at speeds reported somewhere between 130,000 and 140,000 miles per hour.
Which is what, over 60 kilometers a second?
Exactly, just blazing through space.
So the initial scientific take was big, fast comet from interstellar space. Pretty straightforward, maybe?
You'd think so, but that's where things start to get interesting.
Okay, so what shifted things? Or maybe who shifted things?
Well, the who is definitely Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb.
Ah, Loeb.
Yeah. He, along with Adam Hibbert and Adam Crowell from the Initiative for Interstellar Studies, they published this paper.
And what did the paper suggest?
It suggested that maybe 3A isn't a natural object at all. They actually used phrases like extraterrestrial spy technology.
Spy technology.
Or even an intelligently directed alien craft.
Wow. Okay, that's a big leap from comet.
Yeah.
And Loeb, he's kind of known for this sort of thing, isn't he? I mean, for those who remember Oumuamua back in 2017.
Exactly. This isn't his first foray into these kinds of theories. He famously suggested Oumuamua could have been an alien reconnaissance probe, too.
So he's definitely willing to put these, let's say, more controversial ideas out there.
He is. Though what's interesting here is that the authors themselves, in the paper, they state it's written from a hypothetical standpoint.
So they're not saying this is an alien ship.
Not definitively. They say it's not necessarily something they believe is true, but it's something, quote, certainly worthy of an analysis and a report.
Okay, exploring possibilities.
Right. But then they also add this pretty stark warning about potentially dire consequences if the hypothesis does turn out to be correct.
Dire consequences. Okay. So you've got this massive fast object and a respected scientist, Loeb, saying, hold on, this might be more than just a space rock. What are the actual clues, the smoking guns they point to?
Well, there are several things they call unusual characteristics or anomalous observations.
Things that don't quite fit the comet picture.
Exactly. One of the biggest ones is its trajectory, its path through the solar system.
What's weird about it?
It passes surprisingly close to several planets, Venus, Mars, and Jupiter.
How close?
Close enough that, for a natural object just randomly flying through, the probability of hitting such a path with those close encounters is incredibly low.
Like how low?
Less than 0.0005%, vanishingly small odds.
Wow. Okay.
So Loeb suggests maybe this isn't random. Maybe it's an ideal path if you wanted to, say, covertly deploy surveillance gadgets near those planets.
So it looks almost intentional, like a planned route.
That's the implication Loeb is drawing, yes. It seems too convenient, too targeted, to be just chance.
Okay, that low probability is definitely eyebrow-raising. What else are they seeing?
Well, the paper also talks about significant non-gravitational acceleration.
Meaning it's speeding up or changing direction in ways that gravity alone can't explain.
Precisely. Now, comets do experience non-gravitational acceleration. It happens when ice sublimates, turns to gas, and jets off, pushing the comet slightly. That's called outgassing.
Right, like little rocket thrusters.
Exactly. But the problem here is they're observing this acceleration without seeing the expected signs of that cometary outgassing. No big tail or coma of gas and dust being blown off, at least not enough to explain the movement.
So it's moving weirdly, but not for the usual comet reasons.
That's the anomaly they're pointing to. Plus, there's its orbit, its low retrograde tilt.
Retrograde means it's orbiting opposite to most things in the solar system.
Correct. Going against the flow, so to speak. This specific type of orbit, they argue, would make it extremely challenging for us, for humanity, to send a probe to intercept it or rendezvous with it.
Ah, so it's hard for us to catch.
Very hard. But at the same time, that orbit gives 3i Atlas, if it is technology, relative impunity, freedom to move, and easy access to certain key planets for observation.
So hard to intercept, easy for it to observe us, potentially.
Potentially, yeah. They suggest it could be gathering astrometric measurements, basically, really precise position data, perhaps planning an optimal approach strategy.
Okay, this is starting to sound less like a comet and more like something strategic.
That's certainly the picture Loeb and his co-authors are painting, and then there's the perihelion timing.
Perihelion, its closest approach to the sun, right?
Exactly. Some sources say that'll happen late November, others say October 29th. The exact date seems a bit debated, but the point is, around that time,
Yes.
it will temporarily disappear from our view from Earth. The sun will be in the way.
Blocked by the sun.
Right. And Loeb proposes this might not be a coincidence. It could be a deliberate move to avoid detection during a critical phase.
Or even,
As he suggests, the precise moment when some kind of alien technology could be dispatched from it, maybe towards Earth, while it's hidden from our direct sight.
okay, that's genuinely unnerving, a calculated disappearing act.
It's a very concerning interpretation if you follow that line of thought.
This whole thing, it really pulls you into these bigger, almost sci-fi concepts, doesn't it? Like, if this is technology, it seems to fit with that dark forest hypothesis.
That's a really interesting connection to make, yeah, if we step back and look at the bigger picture.
Go on.
The dark forest hypothesis, which came from Lou Sixon's novel, The Dark Forest, basically suggests that intelligent alien civilizations are out there, but they stay quiet, they hide, because revealing yourself is incredibly dangerous. Any other civilization you encounter is a potential existential threat, so the safest strategy is to stay hidden and maybe eliminate any potential threats you detect before they detect you. It's a pretty grim outlook on the cosmos.
Extremely grim, like a forest at night where every rustle could be a predator.
Exactly. So, if 3i Atlas is alien tech, its behavior the seemingly calculated path, the potential evasion could be seen as evidence supporting that hypothesis. It implies they're here, maybe observing, but certainly not broadcasting their arrival.
Which would suggest their intentions might not be friendly.
That's the chilling implication, yes.
Yeah.
And, for a completely different angle, the Economic Times article actually brought up Baba Vanga.
The Bulgarian mystic. Really?
Yeah, apparently she predicted humanity would make contact with aliens in 2025.
Huh. Well, if Loeb is right, contact might be happening sooner. Maybe not in the way anyone expected.
Precisely. And Loeb doesn't really mince words about the potential danger. He warns this might not just be surveillance, it could be a precursor to an actual alien attack.
An attack? Is he serious?
He goes so far as to suggest defensive measures might need consideration, although he does add they might prove futile.
That's not reassuring.
Not at all. He even proposed the sort of Richter scale analogy for assessing the risk.
A Richter scale for alien objects.
Yeah, basically 0 would be a definitely natural object like a normal comet or asteroid. 10 would be something that clearly maneuvers like it has an engine. Undeniably technological.
And where does he place 3IAS on this scale?
Well, he doesn't give an exact number, but his analysis strongly implies it's leaning much closer to that 10 end, the definitely technological end, than the 0 end.
Okay, so his assessment is leaning heavily towards not natural. But
yeah,
we should probably pump the brakes a little here.
Absolutely. It's crucial to remember that this is one interpretation, albeit from a notable scientist.
What's the mainstream view?
The vast majority of scientists still maintain that the most likely explanation is that 3i Atlas is, in fact, a comet. An unusual one, perhaps, but still natural.
And what about NASA?
NASA's official stance, according to CBS Boston, is pretty clear. They state, Comet 3i Atlas poses no threat to Earth and will remain far away.
Okay, so no threat far away. That's the official word from NASA. Very different from Loeb's potential dire consequences.
Very different interpretations of the available data, yes.
So there you have it, folks. This massive, super fast object zooming in from deep space. Is it just a really interesting comet?
Hmm.
Or is it, as Loeb speculates, potentially an alien probe, maybe even a Trojan horse?
It's a fascinating puzzle, and whether it's just a cosmic rock or something much stranger, you can bet the scientific world and probably a lot of us will be watching very, very closely, especially as we get closer to that perihelion window around October, November.
Definitely one to keep an eye on.
And it leaves you thinking, doesn't it? Considering all this, what if these more outlandish theories, just hypothetically, turned out to have some truth to them? How would that fundamentally change how we see ourselves or place in the universe? Especially when you consider Loeb's point, he says, it's very arrogant of us to assume that they don't have residence on all those other Earth-like planets astronomers are finding out there.
That is a heavy thought to end on. Challenging that assumption of being alone, or at least uniquely significant, makes you wonder what else might be hiding in the dark forest.